next slide is entitled Living a Life of Gratitude. Should we be grateful and thankful for our accomplishments and for what we have? And the answer is yes. Okay. So the idea is that by living a life of gratitude, your life is going to improve dramatically. Okay. How can gratitude help your peace of mind and help you to keep your job, relationships, etc.? Well, of course, if you're grateful for what you have, it's going to give you a certain peace of mind, and it's going to help you to keep your job and keep your relationships, right? So if you're not grateful for having a job or grateful for having a relationship, chances are it's going to disappear, right? Because people will notice that. Like, you're not really happy with me. You're not really happy to have a relationship with me, or you're not really happy with this job. And that will cause that job or that relationship to disappear, which may not be good for you, okay? And then what is more important, how far you get in life or how far forward you have gone from where you began? Well, they're both important, right? Of course, who would not want to have the success of, let's say, Elon Musk or Warren Buffett or whoever, right? But that's, I think, secondary to figure out where you started and how far you got, right? I think that's more fundamental. Yeah, it's nice to dream that you're going to be like the founder of Alibaba or Bill Gates, or that's a kind of dream for most people. So I think that's very secondary. But think about where you started and how far you've gotten. I think that's more important than the other one. Okay, and it's more helpful. Okay? The other one is probably going to cause you nightmares. Okay, if you're trying to be like Elon Musk or Bill Gates or whatever, you're probably going to have nightmares. Okay, it's better to think about where you started and how far you've gotten. Okay, so for example, maybe you were born and raised in Vietnam, and there wasn't a lot of resources in that country or any country. I'm just choosing Vietnam because most of our students are from Vietnam. But now you've finished your education, you got a job, and you're making progress. I think that's a more important measure than are you as rich as Jack Ma or something, right? I think that's a better way to look at it. And then, does comparing yourself with others help or hurt your ability to live a life of gratitude? Well, if you're comparing yourself with people who are much more successful than you, that's going to make you miserable. Right? Don't do that. If you're doing that, you need to stop doing that. Just stop, okay? And if you're comparing yourself with people who are in a worse position than you, it's going to make you feel better, but don't let them know, okay? If you're comparing yourself with homeless people or people who are in dire straits, that's going to make you feel better, but just don't share that with them, because that's going to make them feel bad, okay? That's kind of the reality of it. Okay, let's go next slide. Okay,